In the top stories, national artists dominate the second night of the St. Kitts Music Festival. Gramps Morgan congratulates Music Fest, and St. Kitts, Nevis and Taiwan discuss potential climate-smart projects. The details to these stories and more after the break.
We got stoves, cook it, fry it, bake it, stew it, poach it, eat it, drink it, slurp it. At Quartz, you can get it. We got fridges, slurp it, chill it, freeze it, store it, crisp it, pack it, and stack it. At Quartz, you can get it. Wash or dryer it, wash it, fluff it, spin it, dry it, clean it, fold it, wear it, assort it, and soak it. Rinse it, load it. SDA gon' make you blend it, crush it, toast it. At Quartz, you can get it.
In cricket, there are a few essentials. A bat, a pitch, a ball, some fielders, and plenty of refreshments. Enjoy the cricket with Angostura Chill. Angostura Chill, the official refreshment partner of the Hero CPL T20.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Major Newscast. I'm Jason Davis. Local artists dominated the stage on the second night of the St. Kitts Music Festival. The Friday night concert saw performances by 313 Family, Byron Messiah, Anthony B, Governor, Chronics, Coffee, and Skillibang. Following their high-energy performance, 313 Family, which is made up of several local artists, spoke about the group and their upcoming plans.
313 is a musical group from St. Kitts and Nevis. It's for young youths. Yeah, and the code we got boy is like a godly code, 313.
I appreciate the fact that each and every member in the group embrace one another with love, as a family. I respect that and I love that.
You see the reaction from the crowd, exactly. Pure energy. Every time I hear the song, every time I hear the beat, it's just a lot of fire. Every time.
After the music festival vibes bluff, I expect some work from 313.
Viral sensation Byron Messiah, when asked about advice for singers who are hoping for success, encouraged consistency.
Just stay consistent and always think positive about everything that you're doing. Don't let nobody crash your dreams or try to tell you differ from what you have planned, and already orchestrated in your brain side. So yeah, man.
I love that.
Reggae artist Anthony B praised the St. Kitts Music Festival for the hosting of such an inspiring event.
St. Kitts deserve all the credits, and I'm joyful just to be a part of it. Because for us, this festival is one of the dynamites of the Caribbean. And we like the way, we like the organization, the team, and we like the intention behind it. So if we can use something that we create from the Caribbean called music to help bring back progress and help, I'm all for that.
The 25th anniversary of the St. Kitts Music Festival wraps up on Saturday night, and we'll see performances by Romaine Virgo, Erica Edwards, Valiant, Air Supply, Burna Boy, TJ, and Gramps Morgan. Meanwhile, in a related story, international artist Gramps Morgan has congratulated St. Kitts and Nevis for the consistent hosting of the St. Kitts Music Festival at a high level over the past 25 years. He was at the time speaking during a press conference on Saturday morning at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort.
25 years to be in this business on any level is not easy. So sustainability for all the kids, anything's possible. And I just want to say to the government that has, whatever party has been in power, you guys have maintained this as a regional festival. And I have been in this festival a long time. I've seen festivals come and go. Exactly. So I think this is soon to be almost a national hero in itself.
Meanwhile, CEO of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, Ellison Tommy Thompson, said this year's innovation of a 420-friendly section has been positively received.
I've not heard anything negative. I've heard a lot of positive things. In fact, some of my friends are here visiting and they just absolutely love the area. So, you know, I think what was one of the challenges last year was that people were smoking in the crowds, and then there was certain people who had asthma, and there were some adverse effects. But where it's now located, I think everybody goes over there to do what they got to do, and I think it's been a real asset to the festival.
That was CEO of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, Ellison Tommy Thompson. On Wednesday, the Ministry of Environment, Climate Action and Constituency Empowerment met with Ambassador of the Republic of China, Taiwan to St. Kitts Nevis, His Excellency Michael Lin, and representatives from the Taiwan International Cooperation and Development Fund, or ICDF. The meeting featured potential projects surrounding electric vehicles, water conservation, and energy efficient. Conversations on partnerships around single-use plastics, energy, and COP28 were also held. The ministry has expressed gratitude to the government and people of the Republic of China, Taiwan for their support for the participation of the Federation in the Our Ocean Conference that was held in Panama in March. At one of the side events, the Federation's presentation of the Climate and Ocean Risk Vulnerability Index, or CORVI report, was made possible by the ICDF, who ensured a collaboration with the Stimson Center, a nonpartisan think tank. Minister of Climate Action, the Honorable Dr. Joel Clark, said these bilateral partnerships are important in the priority areas of climate action, sustainable blue economies, protected areas, and marine pollution. After the break, Attorney General says good legislation has led to the improved spirit of cooperation in Parliament, and farmers invited to soil, climate change, and smart agriculture workshop. Stay tuned.
Here are your Horsford's value. IGA specials from June 15th through the 28th. Now our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Planters dry roasted peanuts, just $13.99. Your Play yogurt, $3.99. IGA and Essential Everyday Plain and Iodized Salt, $4.79. Blue Ribbon Ice Cream Tub, $32.99. Gain Ultra Dish Liquid Detergent, $8.49. Free Breeze Air Freshener, just $15.99. And now our very low weekly
value deals. All Orchard apple cocktails, $9.99. Starkist chunk like tuna in water, $3.75. Mueller's pasta, $5.99. Western oils, $21.99. Colgate toothpaste, $8.99. VO5 shampoo and conditioner, $5.49. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit or black cards can do.
Mimi, what's that song?
It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
Welcome back. Parliamentary debate in St. Kitts and Nevis has been described as taking on a markedly different tone, with members of the public complimenting the reduced disagreements between opposing members of Parliament, constructive debates, and the efficient functioning of House sittings. Attorney General, the Honourable Garth Wilkin, shared insight into the current dynamic within the Parliament on Wednesday's edition of the radio and TV programme In Focus, which airs live on ZIZ Radio and television.
I've made public statements in Parliament very early on that our style of Parliament is going to be very different to the styles of Parliament in the past. Because at the end of the day, think about it from our perspective. If we are creating laws from the Attorney General's office, we want to create laws that should be accepted by most of the population. They represent a large part of the population. So you hope, and it feels good from our office perspective, to have the opposition support. You know what that means? That means we're doing a good job. That's what it means. So I don't necessarily see it as an issue. I mean, there's a slightly different dynamic because the opposition happens to be made up of members of the NIA. But at the end of the day, what they have said is, we will oppose when the opposition is needed, and we will support bills when they're good bills. And I can say we've brought some very good bills.
A.G. Wilkins said that draft bills from the Attorney General's chambers are designed to benefit the population of St. Kitts and Nevis and are buttressed by the Constitution. While everyone may not agree, the will of the people who are represented by various MPs must be considered, he said. He pointed to one of the signature moments he referred to as democracy when in November of 2022, opposition MP for St. Christopher 5, the Honorable Sean Richards, seconded the movement of a government bill, the Evangelistic Faith Church St. Kitts Incorporation Bill. The Department of Agriculture in St. Kitts, through the Soil Fertility and Pesticides Residue Analysis Laboratory, will be facilitating a soil, climate change, and smart agriculture workshop on Thursday, 6th July. According to the department, the workshop is geared towards farmers, technical officers, and other agricultural stakeholders interested in learning how to build resilience, analyze soil, and enhance optimum food production. The areas of focus include soil fertility, testing, climate change adaptation, and weather-related information, and smart agricultural practices and techniques. The capacity building workshop is set to be held at the Needs Must Soil Lab opposite Flow Grounds from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. To register, interested persons are asked to contact the Soil Lab at 467-2372 or send an email to needsmustsoillab@gmail.com. Registration can also be done via a Google link available on the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources and Cooperatives Facebook page. Coming up in regional news, St. Lucia Labour Party says Chastenay does not respect women. The details when we come back.
Hey, this is your boy, Super Handy Andy, with your Super Handy Andy deals at Hostels Building Center for the month of June. 3/4 horsepower convertible jet pump was $20,0292, now only $17,0249. 5-gallon bucket of Seasons Weather Guard Pro was $717.61, now $609.97. 72-inch curved shower rod was $288.22, now $244.99. Adjustable tree floor lamp was $290.05. Get it now for $246.54. 52-inch hugger ceiling fan was $548.65. Get it now for just $411.49. 4-piece combo toolkit was $1283.85. Is now just only $962.89. Super Handy Andy deals at Hostels Building Center for the month of June, making home improvement easy.
Regionally, St. Lucia Labour Party Communications Director Lisa Jawahir is calling for an apology from the opposition leader following statements regarding a young female entrepreneur. Chastenay did not make known the entrepreneur. However, during his rebuttal at Parliament sitting March 30, the opposition leader told members the young businesswoman to whom property was sold is a non-entity. More in this report.
During his speech at the House of Parliament, opposition leader Alan Chastenay referred to a young businesswoman as a non-entity. The remark was made after Chasney disclosed that some land was sold to her by the government of St. Lucia.
To have sold that land to a non-entity. A non-entity? A non-entity. Nobody knows her. Who is she? Has she done any work in St. Lucia?
Jawahir says Chasney is now displaying his lack of respect for women in St. Lucia. She states that Chasney needs to be held accountable for the remarks he makes about St. Lucians.
It was this same Alan Chasney who took to the airwaves and when asked about the cause of crime, blamed single mothers and stated that they were breeders of criminals. It was this same Alan Chasney who called St. Lucians mendicants, barking dogs and who has now once again exposed his lack of respect for the young women of this country.
Jawahir asserts the party's position, stating that an apology from the Mico South Member of Parliament should be issued.
The SLP demands Alan Chasney issues an immediate apology to women. The St. Lucia Labour Party has stated that it is disturbed but not surprised at the continuing disrespect for St. Lucians displayed by opposition leader Alan Chasney when he called a young female entrepreneur a non-entity. During Alan Chasney's rebuttal to the estimates of revenue and expenditure on Thursday, March 30th, he brought to the attention of the House the sale of property to a young woman whom he referred to as a non-entity. He said, first of all, Mr. Speaker, to have sold that land to a non-entity. He then repeated, a non-entity. Nobody knows her. Who is she?
John Tench, NBC Prime.
Coming up, U.S. accuses Iran of supplying drones to Russia. International news is next.
You're never too young to start planning for your financial future. That's why I decided to visit National Caribbean Insurance to speak with one of their friendly sales agents.
Here at NCI, we strive to ensure customer satisfaction by choosing the right policy for you. Our endowment plans provides customers with adequate returns on their investments. The quinquennial bonus policy offers a 25% payout of the sum assured every 5 years. Other life insurance packages can help to secure your family's future. Also, please consider our health plans so you can be reimbursed for medical expenses to ease financial impact. Just remember, the younger you are, the more affordable insurance is for you.
Don't wait until it's too late to apply. Make an appointment to see a sales agent.
Visit us today. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Internationally, the United States ambassador to the United Nations has accused Iran of not only providing Russia with hundreds of attack drones, but working to produce those weapons inside Russia. The U.S. and its allies are calling on the Secretary General to investigate. Al Jazeera's diplomatic editor James Bays has more from the United Nations headquarters.
Aerial attacks on Ukrainian cities continue. The US and its allies say these are indiscriminate, and Russia now has and is using hundreds of Iranian-made drones.
Called to order.
In the Security Council, the US ambassador says this is a violation of the Council's resolution that endorsed the Iran nuclear deal.
The United Nations must implement Security Council Resolution 2231. We still have no explanation as to why experts from the 2231 team have not been dispatched to Ukraine to review evidence of these weapons' origins and the destruction these weapons have caused.
Outside the chamber, she was joined by the ambassadors of France, the UK, Albania and Ukraine. They all believe it's a matter of urgency for the UN to launch an inquiry. But there's a problem.
Ambassador, the Secretary General says he doesn't have a mandate to investigate. What do you say to that?
2231, Resolution 2231 does give the Secretary General a mandate to carry out these investigations, and we have all encouraged the UN to move forward on carrying out these investigations immediately.
Don't run away.
The Russian ambassador to the UN, Vasily Nebenzia, had been waiting in the wings listening to that.
Why not let the Secretary-General do an investigation? If you've got nothing to hide, you've done nothing wrong, you're not using Iranian drones, why don't you have an investigation that would clear Russia?
Us ourselves or the Secretariat?
Yes, why shouldn't the Secretary-General, a neutral body investigate?
The group, and the group does not consist of experts to conduct such
but the Secretary-General could constitute experts, he can find experts.
That should be done in the context of bilateral relations with Ukraine, not through the Security Council.
So you want to block an investigation? You don't want anyone to investigate this?
Secretariat cannot do it within the mandate of 2231. That's it.
So we have 4 Security Council members, 3 of them permanent members, who say the Secretary-General has the power to set up an investigation and that he should do so now. And then you have Russia, also a permanent member, that says he doesn't have the authority under the existing resolution and that there should be no investigation. It all puts the Secretary-General, Antonio Guterres, in a very difficult place. James Bays, Al Jazeera, at the United Nations.
Up next in sport, SKNFA reports on the fitness level of the Sugar Boys, and a Spanish amputee surfer aims for Paralympic success. Stay tuned.
You're never too young to start planning for your financial future. That's why I decided to visit National Caribbean Insurance to speak with one of their friendly sales agents.
Here at NCI, we strive to ensure customer satisfaction by choosing the right policy for you. Our endowment plans provides customers with adequate returns on their investments. The quinquennial bonus policy offers a 25% payout of the sum assured every 5 years. Other life insurance packages can help to secure your family's future. Also, please consider our health plans so you can be reimbursed for medical expenses to ease financial impact. Just remember, the younger you are, the more affordable insurance is for you.
Don't wait until it's too late to apply. Make an appointment to see a sales agent.
Visit us today. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
First up in sport, the level of fitness of the players in the senior men's national football team is very important to their success. As the Sugar Boys get ready for their historic match on Sunday in the CONCACAF Gold Cup, we get an update from the team doctor and physio on the level of fitness of the players.
Fitness is an important part of success on the football pitch, and as the Sugar Boys prepare for their first CONCACAF Gold Cup match against Trinidad and Tobago this Sunday, members of the health and fitness team are assuring that the players are fit and ready to go. Team physio Alistair James explains that the training camp at Kaiser University prior to their first CONCACAF Gold Cup preliminary round match really helped the players' fitness level.
I mean, most of the players, some of the overseas players, the league finished like, couple weeks, almost a month before we actually came. But the little camp that we had back at Kaiser University did wonders in terms of getting their fitness up to a place that we are comfortable.
Team doctor Dr. Duana Pemberton said that all is being done to ensure that the players are as healthy and fit as possible.
They've been playing some hard games over the past couple of weeks, so we just want them to be at their optimal fitness level, strength level, as healthy as possible so that they can go out and play. Well, we have to control the diet, of course. Some of them are accustomed to not eating as healthy as they should, but we try to control the diet. We try to make them take the vitamins, and on the physio part and the training part, of course, they would work on the physical fitness, muscle building and strengthening.
Both she and Mr. James highlighted the importance of rest ahead of their games next week.
Rest is very important. That's when the muscle right now we're training, and the muscle actually working, breaking on the muscle tissues and everything, and for those muscles to repair and be fresh for the next day, you have to get rest.
Yeah, the rest is very important. It helps in muscle recovery after an extreme training session or even after an extreme match. So we do encourage rest, even though sometimes they don't feel like they need it, but we as the medical and the trainers, we have to encourage it to the players, so it's very important.
The Sugar Boys will play Trinidad and Tobago on Sunday at the Drive Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale at 3:30 p.m., followed by the United States on Wednesday, June 28th at 9:30 p.m. at City Park, St. Louis, and Jamaica on July 2nd at 7 p.m. at the Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara.
Still in sport, Sarah Almagro is a Spanish surfer who continues to pursue her passion despite being a quadruple amputee. She has won competitions all over the world and one day hopes to compete at the Paralympics. Al Jazeera's David Stokes reports.
Sarah Almagro has no hands or feet, but continues to hit the waves. She's been bodyboarding and surfing since she was 5, but at the age of 18 was struck by meningitis and left in a coma for 10 days. Since then, she's had 25 operations, including a kidney transplant from her dad.
I walked into the hospital and 5 months later I left being pushed in a wheelchair with no hands or feet and depending on a dialysis machine because, as well as meningitis, I had multi-organic shock and 7 cardiac arrests.
Her sporting career was seemingly over, but she refused to let it beat her. Only 3 years later, she took part in the World Para Surfing Championships in the United States and finished second.
I had 4 prostheses, a kidney transplant, and I was representing Spain in an adaptive surf world championship, and I had a silver around my neck. It is something that I would never have imagined after everything that happened.
Away from the beaches, Sarah gives inspirational talks and is a third-year law student. She attends class unaided.
People with disabilities are usually overprotected, and that is something that I hate. If I haven't asked for help, why are you helping? If I ask for it, please help me, but don't do it before I ask.
Sarah and her family successfully campaigned to have the meningitis vaccine that would have saved her made available to all children in Andalusia. They also won a fight to get the local health service to cover the cost of prosthetics for Sarah and others in similar circumstances, which can run into millions of dollars over the course of a lifetime. Sarah finished first in her category at this tournament in Gran Canaria, but she has much bigger goals. Surfing won't be part of the Paralympics next year in Paris, but if it is included in the 2028 Los Angeles Games, she wants a gold medal. David Stokes, Al Jazeera.
When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines. Stay tuned.
It's okay to party. It's okay to drink. But it's never okay to drive after drinking at a party. Make it a night to remember, not a night to forget. Stay alive. Don't drink and drive. Make the right choice. St. Kitts and Nevis.
We now wrap up with a recap of the top stories. National artists dominate the second night of the St. Kitts Music Festival. Gramps Morgan congratulates Music Fest, and St. Kitts Nevis and Taiwan discuss potential climate-smart projects. And that's it for the ZIZ Major Newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jason Davis.